Hello and welcome to Food Flag. My name is Alexis and I love food, but food does not love me. Let's talk about dining out with food allergies. I'll start by sharing with you my story. I'm allergic to 90 different foods, and it was a long journey for me to get to that understanding. I went to see an allergist who ran a scratch test with over 100 different foods. And I responded with a reaction ranging from a level 0 meaning no reaction at all to a level 5 being a very severe reaction for 90 out of those 100 and some odd foods. That was a real shock to me because I didn't realize that I was allergic to foods. I'd only really had an understanding that I had hay fever and allergies to, say, plants, trees, pollens. As a child, I knew that, for me at any rate, ice cream and frozen yogurt were evil. If I ate that, I got extremely sick. I got severe gas pains, diarrhea, that sort of thing. Now, was that my allergy or my lactose intolerance, which I also suffer from? At the time, I have no idea of knowing because I wasn't diagnosed. These types of things were basically ignored. Fortunately, kids these days get a lot more attention when it comes to those type of reactions. As a college student in my late teens, things got progressively worse. When exam time came up in the finals, I could not eat. My gas pain was so severe that anything I put in my body was painful. And I would find it difficult to get through the exam season because I just didn't have the energy. So from there, I went to see a gastroenterologist thinking that there was something wrong with my digestive system. I went through a bunch of tests. They revealed nothing, all said that I was normal, and the doctor's conclusion was that I was stressing out because of exams. Continuing on in my college years, you do all sorts of odds and ends jobs to get by. Well, one of those was signing up for a medical study for Allegra. And now, I did know that I had hay fever, that I would respond seasonally to blooms of flowers, that trees and pollens would set me off, and I would have a severe amount of congestion. That's what drew me to the medical study. I was a legit subject for this study. You can imagine that there are so many people that come in just to try to make a buck, not really having any kind of allergies, let alone multiple allergies as I did. As a result of that study, I knew that I had allergies. They were confirmed, and I understood the level of the problem. But I didn't yet understand the extent of it. At this point, I still don't know that I'm allergic to foods. In fact, I'm still actually in denial of it. I received this diagnosis when I was an adult, in my late 20s, early 30s. So I didn't really know that I'd been living with this condition for so many years and it had been worsening as I got older. Since my scratch test revealed so many different reactions, basically my doctor told me that there was no way he could tell me to stop eating. Most people who get a reaction of a level 4 or 5, they tell them to eliminate that food from their diet. But there are so many foods on the list that would be nearly impossible. But in other words, I'm always reacting to a meal. It doesn't matter what I eat, I'm having an allergic reaction. Fortunately, I've never suffered anaphylactic shock, and with sticking with the rotational diet, the hope is that I'll never have an episode of that type. Basically, the recommendation was that anything that's a level 0 or 1 is minimal to no reaction, so I can eat that as much as I want, as often as I want. Anything that's a level 2 or 3, I have to limit the number of items at that level on my plate. So typically, I'll eat no more than 5 items that are level 2 or 3 on my plate. A level 4 is supposed to be limited to just eating that once per week. And then level 5, I eliminate altogether. Fortunately, I only had 1 or 2 things that were at that level 5. Level 5 is peas. Who's allergic to peas? I'm allergic to peas. Go figure. And that's my story. I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more about your story. So leave a comment below and introduce yourself. Thanks.